Hi, and thank you for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed my latest collection of crazy driving incidents I have witnessed whilst driving on the roads of Derbyshire. If you haven't checked out the first video I did on this subject, then please do so and consider subscribing to the channel, liking the videos and clicking the bell to receive notifications of future videos. At the end of this video I have included two incidents that took place outside of Derbyshire, but they are so classically stupid they just had to be included. Anyway, please enjoy the video. The first clip I want to show you takes us back to the same junction that we finished the last video on. This is the A38 junction to Huthwaite. This stretch of the A38 has a 70 mph speed limit, so the traffic flow can be quite fast. Approaching from the opposite direction from which I was coming, there is no right turn exit for vehicles to go into, and for this reason there are signs on that side of the road telling drivers that U-turns are not permitted. After all, who would really want to do a U-turn into a flow of high-speed traffic? No one, right? Wrong! Look at these two drivers that I've highlighted here. Both of them decided to do a U-turn right into the flow of traffic that myself and the other drivers were in. What really cheeses me off about stunts like this is that they could have either turned left into the Huthwaite Road and gone down to one of two mini roundabouts where they could do a 360-degree turn and come back up to the traffic lights, go into a right turn filter lane and then proceed as normal. Or, if they were not in the correct lane to do a left turn down Huthwaite Road, which it looks like they weren't, they could go up to the next junction, turn left towards Sutton in Ashfield where they could do a safer turn and again come back in the correct filter lane at that junction. But no, I guess that's too much effort, too time consuming, and instead they just decided to pull a stupid stunt that could have resulted in a multiple vehicle collision. This next clip highlights poor lane choice by a driver who clearly does not know how to use the lanes on a dual carriageway. As I approach the traffic lights at this junction, look at the silver car in front of me. We are both in the left-hand lane, which is good for either using the exit or proceeding towards the M1 motorway. By now we are in a 70 mph speed limit zone. The car in front pulls into the outside lane, presumably to overtake the cars in front. I decide to follow suit. But no, not this one. The cars in the inside lane are actually going much faster than my friend in front, so I have to cut in and undertake the car in order to get past. As I do, you can already see the gap between the cars in the inside lane and the one I've just passed, so there was no sensible reason for that silver car to have gone into the outside lane. As I continued up the road, I used my rear view mirror to see if the silver vehicle had actually pulled into the inside lane, which is where they should have been. But no, it seems their view of the outside lane is to use it to overtake empty space and presumably give them a buffer between them and the side of the road. Drivers like that are dangerous because by sitting in the wrong lane they force other drivers to take riskier actions such as undertaking to get past them. If the left-hand lane is empty, then use the thing. This next incident takes place on the entry slip road of junction 28 of the M1 North. Here you can see there are two lanes heading onto the motorway. I'm in the right-hand lane and this will merge before the lane on the left. I'm now on the carriageway with the left-hand lane getting shorter and shorter. Watch what happens. That's right, two vehicles decided to race for the ever-decreasing space to get onto the motorway before their lane ran out. You could legitimately ask why I didn't pull over to let them on, but as you can see, I have just been overtaken by a white truck that was in the lane next to me, which meant I had no lane to pull into in order to give them space to overtake. Shall we see that again? Seriously, What part of sensible driving would dictate that you race to get onto the motorway at 70 miles an hour before the merger lane runs out with such little time to do it? Utter madness, and once again a complete lack of patience or lack of understanding of how speed works on the motorways. This next clip is a simple case of someone pulling out into a gap of traffic thinking they have more time than they actually do. The fact I get close enough for my camera to show their number plate, which I have blurred out in this video, it shows just how close they got to me. It was my braking that avoided a collision, not that driver's skill at judging gaps, which, frankly, I don't think they have. For this next clip, we briefly move out of Derbyshire down to London. This was a trip for a Chesterfield game at Dagenham and Redbridge FC, and in this clip we are not that far from the ground. But just look at what we are confronted with as we set off at the traffic lights. I don't think words are needed here, and I'll let the dashcam audio say it for me.
Jesus Christ, man! He's got a freaking death wish, that guy!
At the time, we couldn't believe that this motorcyclist decided to play chicken with the cars on our side of the road. But if I rewind and slow down, you can pick up the cyclist here. And it looks very much to me like there was a slight bend in the road that he misjudged and couldn't actually slow down enough to take the bend at a controllable speed. That, or he thought he could overtake the vehicles in front, but misjudged the speed, road and oncoming traffic. To this day, I am amazed the rider didn't end up as bug squash on our windscreens. The match ended 1-1, by the way. I wonder if he's still alive. This next one is Nightmare on Elm Street level scary. I would be very surprised if the driver in this incident survives into old age, because frankly, if they continue to drive like you see in this clip, it is inevitable that at some stage they are going to get terminated because of their lack of driving skill. You can see that I'm on the A46, which is a dual carriageway, heading north after a trip to Maidenhead United for a football game, and I'm coming up to this lay-by on the left hand side with a lorry and a car parked behind it. You can see that the car gives no indication whatsoever that it was going to suddenly pull out in front of me like it does. We were fortunate, very fortunate, that there was nothing in the outside lane, which meant I could rapidly pull over into the outside lane in order to avoid having a 70 mile an hour collision with this moron that pulled out in front of me with no signal, no warning, nothing. I can only assume that they pulled out without checking the rear view mirror, without checking their rear mirrors, and had absolutely no idea that I was so close to ramming them into next week. It was a terrible, terrible piece of driving, and thankfully no one was hurt. But if that person continues to drive like that, they are going to head for an early grave. I just hope they take nobody else with them when they go. For our final two clips, we now move back to Derbyshire. This next one highlights problems not just with cars and drivers, but also with pedestrians. Because as you can see from this clip, just as I'm about to turn left onto the main road, I'm confronted with a woman, pushchair and baby standing in the middle of the road, only a few metres away from a crossing. And the exasperation I find for this one is it really that hard when you have a baby and a pushchair to walk to a crossing where it's safe to cross, instead of gambling not only with your own life but that of the child, that you're going to beat the traffic as it moves off? Crazy, absolutely crazy. And finally, we're going to finish this particular video off with a phenomenon that I still can't quite get my head around and understand. This is the approach to our local designer outlet village, and quite regularly these days, I don't know what it does, but it somehow attracts hundreds if not thousands of people to descend upon it, filling the car park, filling the overflow, getting people to park on the road leading up to it, and as you can see from today's video, huge queues of cars trying to get into the outlet village. When a queue starts to form here outside a burger chain, you know that the car park is most likely full. You can see ahead of us cars on the roundabout taking very slow journeys round the roundabout. You can see the cars in front of me. They're all gradually pulling over to the right hand lane, which is the filter lane that people would take to get to the outlet village. Me personally, I'm wanting to go onto the M1, so I need to go around this roundabout to avoid going onto the A38 and then into the left hand lane over the A38 bridge to then turn left onto the A38, which will feed me onto the M1 motorway. As you can see from these shots, the queue of traffic, the people on the roundabout to get into this outlet village is just mad. And of course, when these people do eventually find a parking space and get into the outlet village, they're going to find it absolutely thronging with people. And I don't understand the attraction of this. If you do, please feel free to leave some comments below this video and explain to me what I'm missing here and why this kind of pastime, for want of a better phrase, is remotely attractive. Because as you can see, even coming off the A38, the traffic is queuing. It's just bizarre. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this selection of driving incidents, and I hope you like my commentary in which I've tried to explain why I've selected these videos and what are the particular learning points really that each of them can give us. Please do drive safely if you're a driver, and if you're a passenger, then please enjoy your journeys around the roads of Derbyshire. And I dare say at some time in the near future I'll be back with volume 3 of the Derbyshire driving incidents. Thank you all very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video and click the bell for notifications, and I'll catch you around soon. Derbyshire Dad signing out. Goodbye. If you have enjoyed this video and would like to check out some more of my work, please look at my Captain Frandad gaming channel. In particular, the +1 series of videos in which a small one and I talk about how to get started with a wide range of games. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye.